Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you, tuning in to the day's energies, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Thank you. What's hidden from the viewer? Thank you. Outcome and advice. Thank you. All right, let's turn these cards over, see what we're working with. Nice. Okay. Overall energy of today's reading, we have the Tower reversed, Page of Pentacles reversed, and the Star card. Tower reversed is trying to keep a false reality from collapsing. Fix-it mode, chronic fix-it mode, this feels like being the only person who is trying to keep something from falling apart because it feels like it's meant to fall apart. It's a false reality. It's not tethered, it's not grounded into reality. When I've been in false realities with someone else, the reality starts making less and less sense. And the false reality is the only place that makes sense. And so this fighting to keep that reality working, even though it doesn't, because the longer you stay in a false reality, you're not grounded in reality. You're attuned to something that's not true, not real. Page of Pentacles in reverse is not being able to reconnect the dots and learn something differently. And I felt that way inside of a false reality. Terrified of letting it fall apart, letting it collapse, even though I was miserable. At least that I'm familiar with it. At least it's a Nine of Swords kind of comfort zone. There's so much fear. Because depending on how long you've been in this false reality, it's terrifying to figure out what's true and what's not true, what's real. Star card is hopeful energy, Aquarian energy, healing, alchemizing, bringing things into balance. Also talking about one wish, a North Star, a dream. Okay. Two of Wands in reverse. Yes. So from inside that false reality, it's hard to reimagine your life differently, yourself differently. That's part of how the false reality stays together. Is a lack of imagination that things could be different, that you could imagine your life differently, imagine yourself differently. Tell me more about this. Tell me about the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Who's this? Can't reconnect the dots in a different way, can't learn a different way. Temperance, Empress in reverse with her back turned. This is the vice versa tarot deck. It pretty much shows up in every reading. Definitely one of my favorite decks. Okay. It looks like there's a need to rebalance. There's some type of learned helplessness, kind of an childlike energy that's needing healed here. I need to learn. It feels like this was created off of a mother wound, an unhealed mother wound, abandonment, neglect. Maybe that's how you were raised to, maybe feels like what I'm attuning to is a message that when you were a child, maybe you were also in a bit of a false reality. Someone was setting the energy, this is what life is, this is the reality, and might have gotten you in a very set way of seeing things, of seeing your reality. And then when you grow up, there's no ability or knowing how to heal this abandonment wound, this mother wound. And so you go into romantic relationships and maybe even friendships with this false reality. So you go into, so it feels like relationships, close relationships become kind of fictitious, is what I'm getting. False. Anything more that the viewer needs to know about the Page of Pentacles in reverse? There's a need to heal this, to alchemize the pain, and to reconnect the dots in a different way, to allow whatever is false to collapse, to fall away, to reimagine your life in a different way. What's the Star card? Feels like you might have a big dream, a big wish, something that you've wanted for a long time, but it feels like you're trying to fit in to realities, environments that aren't real and that aren't for you. They feel maybe normal to your nervous system, an unhealed nervous system. Tell me more about the Star card, clarifying the Star card. Okay. I am getting that it feels like there are people who, when the false reality collapses, there's a toxic group connected to a relationship. Maybe this is your partner's family, your partner's friends. It's a toxic group, or at the time of this collapsing of a false reality. Yeah, it feels like a breakup, an end. It looks like this collapsing of a false reality is happening for you, viewers, so you can step into your star energy to heal, to go after. It feels like you've been stuck on your south node and in lesson, trying to figure out this mother wound. And it looks like you're elevating from within a collapsing system. But there's this group that doesn't like you elevating yourself. Tell me about this message here that I'm looking at. Thank you. Okay. Yes, you were ending a partnership, a connection, some type of relationship that I think you believed was your person, the love of your life kind of energy. And the false reality is this is a toxic relationship, that this person is draining you, that they're a player, very inconsistent, and they took advantage of your dreams of wanting to be happy. It feels like this person took advantage of your emotions, unhealed emotions. Okay, so I've got that information. Now here's another. So you're in a relationship at some point with someone you think is your person, false reality. You co-created a false reality with this person. It wasn't real. It wasn't ground into reality. The relationship, and probably even you by the end of the relationship, only makes sense in that false reality. And so it's terrifying to allow this connection to end. It feels purposefully isolating, separate. It feels like you have given up so much to who you are, given up everything, a lot, to be in this relationship, and then exhausted, drained. Tell me about this Hierophant reverse energy. Broken contract. That's a lot. How about something a little more pithy? Thank you. Okay. So I feel like I'm tuning into the end of a relationship. It's very precarious. It's terrifying. Realizing this person's not for you. They're challenged because tell me more about this. I'm still not getting pulling it together. Okay, so a smear campaign. A lot of negative talk about you. Discard. So it feels like you're completely drained, exhausted, depleted, and you're no longer you're no longer a good source for this energy because you're drained completely. And this person, whoever you're with, is relying on your energy. They don't care about you. It feels like they're using you, and this feels wildly disappointing. Feels like the relationship started off amazing and then just kept going downhill. If you look at you at the beginning when you first met this person, where you were at versus the end of the relationship where you're at, it looks like you go downhill. Things progressively get worse for you because you're with an anchor. You're with a cement block. This person is just taking your energy, messing with your head. There's not care here or love. And it looks like you're drained and exhausted, confused, terrified, because you're not in a reality and you're trying to make this relationship work. And so now they want to discard you. They're having difficulty making. This is not someone courageous. This is someone making moves behind the scenes to end this. But they're not just communicating, hey, let's end this. They've got, because this is, it feels like they're handling you. You're being manipulated. There's no communication, no care. It feels like they're telling everybody else the problems with you to kind of set things up so they can release, let go. They're creating a very painful ending. I think on some level from inside you can feel this happening because you're attuned to their reality, attuned to them. But this is not loving. Ace of Cups in reverse. This is not. This whole relationship has been based on deceiving you, draining your energy, telling you what you want to believe, and taking away all your options, taking away your spark, your light, your joy, and they're just it's kind of like for energy, your battery. And then resenting you, not appreciating any of that, by the way, but resenting you because they can't do it for themselves. All right, in what's hidden, here we've got Page of Cups in reverse, Seven of Swords, Eight of Cups. So Page of Cups in reverse is a very immature person, wildly immature. Unapologetic. That feels like whoever this partner is. Very deceptive. It's hard to walk up. Feels like the Seven of Swords is advice for you. Once you realize, once you're in a false reality that's collapsing and you're being handled, say less. It's wildly scary and disappointing, but it's time for you to kind of like realize you got to take care of you. Maybe you've been putting others first chronically your whole life. How can you turn your focus on you? Keep your own counsel. Stop trying to fix it. Stop trying to keep a false reality from collapsing. It's collapsing. This is a precarious time, this type of ending. And so keep your own counsel. Don't try to heal. Don't try to create understanding. Don't try to keep fixing. It's time to take that off and start putting on the lens of, I need to find a safe exit out of this relationship. Keep your own counsel. Say less. Don't discuss what your moves are with anyone. Get an attorney. Do you have access to your bank accounts, to legal documents? Then get them. Do you have passwords for all your accounts? If this is so, starting to figure out how to detangle safely, how to take care of your own interests, how to make sure that you're safe. There are still emotional attachments, and it's purposefully done to keep you on the chain, to treat you so horribly in this final discard, and yet to have you seek for healing with the person who is causing you harm. That's a trauma bond. This feels like this is time for freedom into the unknown, to have your strength and your courage to do what you need to do, to take care of yourself. You'll heal along the way, heal those emotions, but right now, taking care of your base chakra needs, So stability, security, your finances, where you live. Do you feel safe? How can you create safety for yourself? Whatever issues that's then identified, that's where you're starting then that's where you're starting. Today, what's 10 minutes? What's something I can do today to take a step towards a new beginning, towards ending this, towards healing? Got to start somewhere. And so wherever you are, identifying where you are, then how can you take a step? A lot of times that is the hardest thing, all the feelings around it. But once you take that step, take action towards the reality that you want outside of a relationship that's collapsing, where it doesn't look like you have friends, you might be isolated, and your partner's not for you. They're wanting to make this as painful for you as possible, but also keep you emotionally attached and needing them. So the best you could do is disappoint them by taking care of yourself. Yeah, they're trying to get someone to care that doesn't care is wasting time. You have the strength to get through this. And look at that image, that inner strength as she's sitting here with this lion and looking at that devil energy. Be grounded, clock, start listening and seeing how people behave. Yes, listen to what they say, but what they're saying is not truth. You've got to look at how they're behaving, how they're acting, and take action. There's also something here about trying to get you to behave unhinged. And so the greatest way you can disappoint this person, people, whoever's involved with this, is to stay grounded. Manage what you can, take one day at a time, and pull your energy back. Stop caring so much about what's going on with them and start grounding into reality. Ground into earth, into this reality. Connect with your base chakra. We could do it right now. I'll show you a dynamic way of grounding into reality. So when you're in a meditative state, closing your eyes, your base chakra, where you're sitting, you create a tube of light, a channel of light all the way down to the center of earth, the core. Keep going. It's so much further. Keep going. Keep going. There. Once you get a connection with the center of earth, set that grounding cord on maximum relief. Maximum release. So constant flushing, so you can let go of what's no longer serves you, get everybody out of your space. And then with that connection, the core of earth, go ahead and invite earth's energy back up around your grounding cord and all the way up around your aura. So you're not just tethered to this reality, you're grounded into reality. If you do that often, frequently, if you ground this way, you can start getting a lot of support from earth. A lot of nourishment, a lot of support, a lot of guidance, a lot of care, nurturing energy, which it feels like you could definitely use. So what I'm seeing here is there's a plan to humiliate you, discard you. So this person feels justified in leaving you and their treatment of you. The more unhinged you behave, the more they're like, see. So the best way you can disappoint them is to stop allowing them to not act unhinged, to stay grounded, to stop focusing on what they're doing and start focusing on reimagining your life and what steps do you need to take. What's one step every day you can take to disentangle? Do you have an attorney? Do you know all your accounts? Are you in a spot where you can move? Do you have friends or family you can move in with? Can you get an apartment? It's amazing how much you can let go of when you need to. And it feels like I'm talking to somebody who needs to shift their mindset from trying to fix and repair and things didn't go as I wanted to, and it's so upsetting. Yes. But let's get you into a safe place. Let's get you into reality and start working. No one's coming in to rescue. You're rescuing yourself here. Starting to make steps. Grounding into reality and figuring out what you can do. All right, and the outcome and advice is 9 of Pentacles. Independence, abundance. She has learned how to train her focus. And so that's what I've been talking about. Pulling your focus off of fixing and repairing and trying to chase someone, convince someone. Don't try to care about your reputation at this point. As a matter of fact, while they're so worried, while they're focusing on a smear campaign, let them do that. Let them think they're winning. Let them be in their ego. It feels like you might go through an ego death here. But on the other side of that is an incredible growth in reality. Let them focus on what they're focusing on, and you focus in a different direction, quietly, keeping your moves hidden. Keep your own counsel. If you think that there's a chance that someone that is trying to come in and get information, then stop communicating with them. Don't tell them what's going on. You can utilize, it feels like the art of war. Let them think they're winning. So while they're just in their ego and not paying attention, you're making moves. You've got an attorney set, you got an apartment, you got the movers set, and you've got a go day when you're going to go. And then by the time this person comes out of, like, they think that you're already gone, you already have cut them out, you've created healthy boundaries, something like that. Once you learn how to train your focus, once you realize, oh, I did not realize that this was the relationship I was working so hard to keep together. I was working with someone who's wildly immature. They don't care. It's harsh reality to wake up to. But the more grounded, the more you take care of what you can today and heal along the way, then abundance. Train your focus. You've been so depleted and so exhausted. Once you get this person, these people out of your energy, the healing happens very quickly, relatively so, because you're focusing on you. You're in reality. You're making moves in reality with what is real, and not trying to chase someone, trying to make someone else happy, which is not your job. It's an inside job. Yeah, death card. It looks like a definite ending. And this is scorpionic energy, transformational. The king is dead, long live the king. This relationship is dead. That version of you that was in this relationship, it's worth grieving. But what I'm seeing is a need to first take care of your safety, of creating distance, separation, so you are safe to start healing. There's a need to take action, to start taking action, so you can heal. Star card coming out again. It feels like there's a huge glow up, that you have been made to believe you're much smaller, playing a part that is way beneath you, that's way small, breaking yourself to try to fit into a small false reality. And so when you come out of these type of relationships, the expansion, the healing, the wisdom that happens after is amazing. For some of you, there's it feels like kids, your children, if there are children involved, have been turned against you. Put a pin in that. They've been hoodwinked. That's okay. It hurts. I believe, it's a belief that I have, that between parents, at least mother and children, that's where unconditional love is. And so even if children can't perceive you correctly right now, just realizing that they've been in a false reality. And to allow them to be where they are instead of trying to heal yourself through your kids. It's painful if your kids have been turned against you. However, right now is not the time to address that. It's the time to take care of yourself, to leave, to start healing, to start reimagining your life. Down the line, when you are grounded in reality, abundant, doing well, then you can start inviting the kids back, or even before that. But at this time, when you are not in a good place, is not a time to heal relationships, because it's more base chakra. Got to start from the bottom and build up. I'm also seeing that with the High Priestess card, 3333 on the clock, that you are very intuitive. This is, it's giving you a wonderful opportunity to tune into your intuition, to make moves for yourself with your intuition. There's a lot of guidance here to get you out of this. It feels like if you can perceive that this is happening for you, to get you out of this environment. I am divinely protected. I'm divinely guided. This is happening for me. Everything that's happening is happening for me. And start looking at it through that lens would be helpful. So, all right. I hope that's helpful. Thank you so much for being here. Take care.